Hi, welcome back to another episode of Bad Brad's Cajun Cooking. Hey, today we throwing down a meatball stew. My mama shared with me one of her meatball recipes. I can't wait to show y'all how it's done. Hey, look, these meatballs, this is just not a regular meatball you buy. This is top of the line, over the top meatballs. So let's get it going. All right, let's get these meatballs started. Okay, I got 2 pounds of ground chuck, 2 grams of ground pork, all right? We got some fresh parsley, red bell pepper, onions, fresh chopped garlic, okay? 2 eggs, 1 cup of breadcrumbs, half a cup of whipping cream, and this is 2 potatoes, 2 medium red potatoes grated. And I squeezed the water out of it. It kind of made some water after you grate it, so you take some paper towel and you just dab it. This is the side that I used. I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of Bad Brad's crop dust. Okay, on top of that, I got some fresh, I got some grated black pepper, cracked black pepper. I'm going to throw a little bit more in there. A little bit of kosher salt. All right, we're going to mix it up. Want to mix it up good, but you don't want to overwork that meat too much. All right, let's see how many meatballs we'll be able to get out of that 4 pounds of meat. I'm thinking about probably 4 or 5 per pound. So we'll probably get about 32 meatballs. We'll see. 4, 5 times 3 is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Dang, I was wrong. No. I said, did I say 4 times? 4 times 4 was 32. No, that's 16. See, I told you. So, 15. So, wait. If you do 4 pounds and you get 5 of them, 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, yes. Okay, so 5, 3, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so we got 5 per pound. I got the math right. And 1 extra. Okay, I'm going to add a cup of vegetable oil. And we're going to start browning those meatballs. While the grease is getting hot. I have a little story mom shared with me about these meatballs. So a long time ago, my grandmother Irene had 2 friends. One was from Pennsylvania. She was more of a recipe book cook, and her other friend was a Cajun cook. She was an excellent Cajun cook. The recipe cook Helen from Pennsylvania strived to be a Cajun cook. The Cajun cook Bev made delicious meatballs. So Helen went to Bev's house to learn how to make her delicious meatballs. She returned home to make Bev's meatballs. However, they weren't as good as Bev's. She later went to my grandmother's house and told her that she thought Bev had left out something of her recipe. She said Bev kept pushing holes into her meatballs. Irene, my grandmother, told her she wasn't pushing holes in it. She was pushing the bell pepper and the onions back into the meatball. So that's a pretty good story. All right, let's get these meatballs browning. Well, I got to hear that sizzle. I got to hear that sizzle. I'm not going to put all these meatballs. I'm going to probably just cook 10 of them in the stew, and I'm going to freeze the rest. So what you do is you just keep those meatballs on this tray like this, put some foil on top, stick them in the freezer. Once they get, become frozen, then you can take them off the tray and then put them in a Ziploc bag. Alright, let's see if we can flip them. You don't want to flip them too early because they're going to fall apart. You want to make sure it forms a crust. You see like that? Alright. Hey, look, and then you're going to, once both sides brown, you flip them on their side. You brown the whole, you turn brown as much as you can on it. Alright, I think we got our meatballs brown like we want them. Let's start taking them out. Alright, and then we're gonna start making we're gonna make a homemade roux. I'm just gonna take out some of the bell peppers and onions kind of fell out. And I don't want them to burn because as I'm making that roux, that grease is going to be hot. Alright, hey, we're going to add a half a cup of all-purpose flour. We're going to make us a dark roux. This we'll just keep stirring until it gets dark like we want it. And look, you got to have your I got my onions, bell peppers, and celery all cut, ready to go, because once this roux gets to the darkness that you want it, you got to hurry up and put it in to cool that roux off so it don't burn. Now this could take about 20 minutes to do, so I'll tune y'all in. You can see it's starting to get browner and browner, but look. I'm sorry, I know that spoon's kind of noisy, but you have to keep it moving. If you let it sit for too long, it's going to burn. Been there, done that, and want to forget most of it. Alright, so now we're good. Now we got it dark like we want it. Alright. Our onions and our vegetables need kind of sauteing, I guess, for about 5 minutes. I'm going to add about a half a can of Rotel. I'm going to add a little color, give it a little extra spice, and it's going to just kind of cut that roux flavor just a little bit. Alright, our onions are where we want it, and vegetables are where we want it. We're going to add our water. I'm going to just add a little bit at a time. You don't want that roux to break up. I actually got some warm water. Just go slow. Cool it off a little bit. I'm going to let this cook for probably about 2 hours before I put my meatballs back in. All right, so it's been cooking for about 45, 50 minutes. It's starting to want to stick on the bottom a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna let it grille a little bit. It's gonna darken it a little more. You can see how it got thick again. And actually, I had the lid on at first, but I only kept it on for a little while to bring it kind of start a ball, and then I kept it off most of the time because every once in a while, you wanna stir it pretty regular. And when I put the water in the first time, it was about, I guess I started off with about a quart of water. But you can see it started to ball down. You're just gonna let it keep cooking, let it grille a little bit, and then we'll add a little more water when it wants to stick too much. All right, hey, right here, I'm sauteing some onions in it's about 2 or 3 tablespoons of real butter. We're gonna put down some peas. That's gonna go good with that stew. Our roux been cooking for about 2 hours. We're ready to put the meatballs in. Look, you can see how dark it got. Just from letting it cook down, adding water, let it cook down. Hey, look, a little secret. Hey, look, because I'm gonna be bringing my mom a plate lunch after a while, and mom and dad. And Myrna's a real good cook, so you gotta catch it. So what I'm trying to say is I got a little bit of I keep a little bit of gravy, leftover gravy in the freezer, just to add a little extra to it. Myrna, she knows what greatness is. And look, this is just a little something. If you got some extra gravy in the freezer, just to add a little flavor, we're gonna throw her off. But I'm not gonna tell her. I'm not gonna tell her I'm using this. I want to see if she's watching my videos or not. All right, let's add our meatballs. All right, look, another thing. A little bit of chicken bouillon. It's a little bit of chicken base. Y'all seen me use it before. If you don't have this, you can put a little bit of chicken stock. You could probably put a quart of chicken stock, but I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of this. It's pretty concentrated. All right, we're gonna let them. Hey, look. You know what they call that in French? That's a boulette. With a B. A boulette. Right. Hey, I have a little bit of leftover parsley from when I put it in the meatballs. I'm going to throw that in right now. The meatballs have been cooking in there for about 30 minutes. I just tasted the juice. It's missing just one thing. A little bit of crop dust. All right, our meatball stew is cooked. It's been pretty much a combine of 3 hours. So you know what we're fixing to put now. You got to put them green onions in there. All right, let's try this. How you like my plate, huh? That's my Kaplan bougie plate. I went bring mom and dad a plate lunch. I hadn't tasted the meatballs. So mom, so she tastes it, and I know when it's good, and she does. She takes a bite, and she does. So I think it's gonna be pretty good. She had my approval. Let's try it. The gravy is awesome. The meatballs, they still not better than my mama's. I'm telling you, she's not telling me everything, but they still awesome. Wait, I need to try that again. They still very good. But hey, look. Oh, Myrna. Yowza, yowza. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hey, look. That stew, you have to cook your roux for at least like 3 hours total. Cook it for 2 hours, and I'll put the meatballs in for a total of like, let the meatballs cook for another hour. Because if you don't let it cook, it's going to taste rooey, rooey, rooey. Oh, I like that little rooey, rooey. But anyway, God bless y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I appreciate all my new subscribers, my other subscribers. Y'all helping feed the hungry and the poor. So I thank y'all so much. God bless you.